Danny took a liking to Rutgers right from the beginning. Rutgers was close. Driving around, you would see the different R's, flags on the cars throughout the town. And we became close with Kyle Flood. Had birthday parties at the stadium when Danny was younger and just kind of grew into it.
Danny loved Rutgers. It didn't matter what the score was. If they were losing by 50 or if they were 1 point behind, they were going to win, and he believed it with everything in his heart. Watching Rutgers, he was the happiest.
April 2006, we had made a trip to the hospital because they thought Danny was having some seizures. So we had gone through a couple tests. When we first heard the diagnosis, we didn't know much about what it was. Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a defect in the DNA. The dystrophin gene is the largest gene in the body, and it's responsible for the protein that helps keep muscles together and build muscles up. We learned very quick that boys with Duchenne, on average, tend to stop walking between 8 and 12 years old and usually lose their battle into their 20s. Danny was 8 when he stopped walking.
You just wanted to make sure that he lived as normal of a life as he possibly could. So it was almost the opportunity to take what were some of his limitations and really make the best out of them and continue to kind of have a good positive energy around it.
His disease didn't really affect our friendship. We never talked about it. We just had a good time. We did anything any of our friends could do.
Once you get to know him and once you see his smile and how he acts, you quickly forget the chair and realize that he's one of the guys and he wants to be just a kid.
It would be July, and he'd be like, "Do you know that there are blah, blah, blah days until Rutgers' first game?" It's like, no, but now I know. He was so excited. He never missed a game. Didn't matter, cold, hot, he was there.
I can't even count the amount of games we've gone to with Danny. He was the runner of the tailgate. He was in charge of the whole plan with Scarlet Walk, what time we were going in the stadium. It was all him.
We would follow their schedule, definitely go to the home games, and then practices when home games were not enough, right? This was something else to do, go see him during the week, not just on a weekend. The more he was around, the more that people saw him and remembered him. People would come up to him just to say hi. Players, coaches, "Hey, how's your day? What are you doing? How's school going?" You know, it got to be more than just a hi.
First time I met Danny, it was during a training camp. After practice, we saw Danny there, and he was hanging out the whole entire practice out in that heat and stuff, just like us. So it was really cool to see that. You know, we all ran up afterwards, gave him a fist bump. You could just tell he was a special kid.
He was my drive that got me through practice. Like, any day I would complain about, oh, we're running too much, I'll just think about Danny if he wasn't there at practice.
I think they welcomed him as though he was like another member of the team. Like he was just a regular. And they all loved him.
During the Scarlet Walk, as the players come through, they'll tap the shoe of the statue that's there. Well, over the past couple of years, they didn't only touch the shoe, they would touch Danny. And he would bring an energy to them as they would go through.
As that relationship grew, you know, he looked forward to it as much as I think some of the other players and staff looked forward to seeing him. He had a bond with a lot of different players, but the offensive line, he was part of that crew.
Going to see his house and being in his room, seeing all his pictures that he has taken at Rutgers from over the years. He never missed a home game. no matter how bad he was feeling in the morning or if he wasn't really feeling to get up, he will always come to a home game. And that's the strength that I really love about Danny. I thought, hey, Danny's gonna be with me for all 4 of my years. When it came down to a couple of months ago, when they had told me that Danny wasn't doing too good, that's when it really hit that I'm not gonna see my best friend no more.
Back in the middle of June, the disease was taking a toll on him. The pain had gotten substantially worse. Danny had been in heart failure for 4 or 5 years by this point in time. And so the heart's a muscle. It couldn't really work to its fullest anymore. So we canceled all plans for the summer. Danny made a bucket list of what he wanted to get done. The beauty of his list was how simple it was. Simple from have a specific thing at family dinner. Simple to have a water balloon fight.
We spent a lot of time with him. We were able to get done a lot of things, and it just made us feel a little bit better because we were able to accomplish so much for him and with him.
We thought we had the whole summer. And then shortly after 4th of July, he really started to slow down.
We've always said Danny would do things his way. Danny took his last breaths at home, in his room, surrounded by the things he loved and the family he wanted. And I think that was his way.
He was peaceful.
I don't think any of us could have prepared ourselves for what took place with that viewing. The wait before the doors opened was 2 hours long. 1,600 people, 95 plus degrees out. People waited. Players, coaches, family, friends, to pay their respects and pay their tributes.
That line was nonstop from 1:40 to after 9:30 p.m.
Danny, parents asked if he can be buried in my jersey. I literally broke down. See him laying there in my jersey, it's...
I think it was the way he would have liked it.
What Rutgers has done to turn around and ensure that his legacy continues has been amazing. It was beyond our expectations of what they did to recognize him. The biggest challenge that I've had is seeing that empty chair. Seeing that empty chair at the Scarlet Walk and knowing he's not in it. Every single game, there's a large red balloon with Danny's initials, DG, that's let off right after the national anthem. And it continues.
Danny's parents, Dan and Jen, are here today to release a single red balloon in his honor.
He gets me through everything. He still does today. And I miss him. Like, more than anybody on this football team, I miss him. Just being around him for that first year that I got to meet him and his parents, it's probably my best memory here at Rutgers right now. And that's hands down.
I think that Danny was one of the most special, inspiring, happy, and most brave person on the planet. And I think that anyone who crossed his path are so honored and grateful to have been a part of his journey and to have known him, and we miss him a lot.